always say, don't repeat your commands. This is the exception. You actually do repeat this command as many times as you need to. So every time you learn to weave, you actually say the word weave. And you want to pull out these little cones. It could be anything, really. These are just like little cheap cones that I bought on some mass website. So I'm going to say weave, 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 weave. Every time I want her to go around, I'm going to have a treat. And this is one of those times you really need to use a treat. A toy won't work. You really want to keep the treat nice and tight at her nose. Let's start with her nice and close. I'm just going to weave her through. Weave, little lick of the treat. Weave, little lick of the treat. Weave, good girl. And then I'll give it to her. I'm not going to give her a treat every single weave. Go ahead. Good girl. I'm going to do the same way each time, again and again and again, so she gets a little bit of practice at it. And I'm just going to tell you, she's making this look much easier than it really is. Like, she's doing really well because she's a smarty pants. Ready? Weave, weave. Good girl. All right, so again, hurry, hurry, hurry. Good girl. Start again. Ready? Weave, weave. Oh, no, it's my fault. My fault. Good girl. It's always the person's fault, right? It's never the dog's fault. So if your dog's not getting it, tweak it. What do you need to do differently? All right? Me, I got a little like competitive and went too fast. So that was my bad. Weave, weave, good girl. Right? Nice. So what I really want that to look like, come over here, good. Sit. Good. Ooh, she's coming. She likes coming in. Oh. All right, so what I really want her to do is start weaving through my legs. So your dog does need to know stay for this part, which I'm sure your dog does, because, you know, stay's pretty basic. So I'm going to start with her to sit stay. It could be stand stay. It doesn't really matter. It's just a stay. I'm going to take a really wide step, and then I'm going to say weave, weave. I'm going to stop her. I'm actually going to give her the treat. Stay, weave, stop, treat. Stay. Weave. Oh, good girl, you're so smart. Stay. Stay. Weave. Good girl. And I'm you know, on purpose doing this massive, exaggerated step. Obviously, don't walk like this when I'm normally walking. Well, maybe I do. Over here. And the reason I'm coming back and starting where I started, from the beginning again, is it's easier for the dog if you keep doing the same little strip of land, whether that's like your living room or behind the couch or your backyard or whatever. Like, don't do it all over the place. Kind of stay in one place where you're working. Let's try it again. We'll do a little bit of a smaller step this time. Over here. Heel. She's very good at her heel. She's pretty much very good at everything, honestly. Oh, look, little tiny piece of freebie. Ready? Weave. Oh. Stay. Weave. See how deep I am going? Stay. Again, I got a little greedy. Gotta keep the steps bigger. Stay. Because she actually really did know it. Weave. Good. Good girl. Stay. Big step. And really reaching under. Weave. Stay. Weave. Good girl. Good girl. Now, there are a lot of right ways to teach weave, so this is a couple. I know some people like to teach it this way. It's not my favorite, but I'll show it to you because maybe it'll be your favorite. Over here, heel. So I'm just saying, right off the bat, I'm telling you, I find this a little bit more awkward, but again, I know some people who find this less awkward. So nice wide stand on purpose. Again, not because I'm just being weird. And treat in each hand. And go weave, weave, ah! Stay, weave, good girl, weave, stay. Right, so you're doing basically a figure eight. Made me a little dizzy, but we'll try it again. All right, so again, I've got a treat, a nice small treat in both hands. Stay, I'll show you once without her, just so, because she's so cute, it's distracting. So the dog is there, stay, dog is there, hand is reached underneath here, you say weave, dog. She's like, no, I want to. So, all right, you win, good girl. Weave, weave, good job. So you might like doing this. My only issue with this, besides I find it a little awkward, is I don't know how to make this into like a walking weave. So, you know, it's fine to work on everything however you want to. Good girl. So she knows the hand signal for heel, obviously, as well as the verbal. That's why I can just sometimes give her the hand signal without needing to say it, and I can continue talking, which is fantastic. Ready? All right, so this time I'm gonna make it a little bit harder. I'm gonna still do a nice wide step, but I'm gonna have her go in and out before the treat. So that's like step 2. Well, step 3, if you say count this as step 1. So stay, weave, weave. Good girl. Stay. Treat in both hands. Again, guys, you need to treat in both hands for this exercise. Stay. Make sure I got my treats ready. Weave, weave. Nice. Good girl. Try it again. Good girl. One more time. Ready? See if we can do it one more time. Weave, 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 weave. Oh, well done. Oh, so good. You're so good. So I don't know if you noticed that time that, obviously if you're watching you did notice, that I added a little bit of speed to it, but I also made my steps a little shorter, more normal, instead of like ginormous. Over here. Come on, let's try it again. Callie. Oh, she must have found something on the ground to eat. Is there a freebie here? Oh, there might be. There might just be there. Callie, heel. No. Good. Stay. Weave. So I'm starting off a nice big step, and then weave. Then as we're going along, getting a little smaller, a little normal, weave, and weave. Excellent. And that time she got 1 treat for all of those weaves. Okay? Now, I'm going to state the obvious here, but obviously if you have a very large dog, you probably can't do this exercise or trick unless you're like really, really tall. The shorter the dog, the easier it is, right? Unless it's like tiny, tiny, tiny. But she's like the perfect exercise, she's the perfect size for this because, you know, I can actually just have a normal pace and she can go through my legs, which is great. Over here.
Stephen just asked if you have any more dog training tips. And so we always post Stacy's website, but do you want to repeat it in case anyone's wondering?
The website?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's who'swalkingwho.dogtraining.com. Or you can also just email me. I have an ancient email, which is 3 W's in the word dogs altogether at AOL.com, no period. But I have thousands and thousands of dog training tips. So if you want to be a little more specific, I'd be happy to answer it. So the other thing I wanted to show you, go here. Pardon me. Put some water. Is I wanted to show you how to teach, shake, give a paw, whatever you want to call it. Come here, kiddo. So I will not lie, she does know this command, right? It's really easy, and it's probably the first trick you would teach your dog, or most people would teach your dog. It's pretty simple, unless your dog has terrible foot issues, meaning they don't like you touching their feet, then you should really do this trick. Okay, so your dog needs to be in a sit. Oh, no. She's a mind reader, right? Your dog needs to be in a sit. I think she might be smarter than me. I don't know. Are you? Maybe. You want to have a treat right at their nose, and see how I'm kind of like pushing the treat into her? And that's so she's like really sitting on her butt or bum. I'm going to take the paw. I would, if she had down, I would just shake it, give a little squeeze, and then give her the treat. Pardon me, I have a little frog in my throat. Ready? Shake, squeeze, give. Shake. No, I want this one. Squeeze, give. Good girl. Sorry guys, lunch tea, I'm not sure. I think I got too excited doing that weave. So, if your dog already knows a shake, then the next thing you would do, oh, she's having some water too. You want some water too? All right, well, what wasn't on the plan? But plans change. Okay, Cal. Cal, come. Good girl, get 1 more minute. So, if your dog already knows shake, which again is pretty simple to teach, then the next thing you want to teach is left and right. So, I always start off with left, just because I always start off with left. All right, and so, you were just too smart. You were too smart, kiddo. I'm gonna say left shake, Tap the left tap the left paw, good girl. Left, good girl. Left, good girl. Okay? So once they know the left pretty well, then you start on the right. You don't mix them together. You don't try and do left and right at the same time. It's way too confusing for the dog. But if you notice, when I'm teaching left, I use my left hand, right? And I don't mean my left. I find that easier to understand. And then when I'm doing right, I purposely use my right hand, right? To help them out visually. Good girl. Right, Jake? No. Yes. Good girl. Of course, she has a 50-50 chance, right? So, you know, I'm not sure how crazy hard that is. Right? Good. Left? No. Left? Yes. That was good. Good girl. But again, really important that when you first start teaching it, they're nice and sitting on their butt, nice and steady. Otherwise, when you take their paw away, they lose balance and then they're uncomfortable with the trick, which is not what we want. All right? So, I think that's it for today. What do you think, Callie? Are you done? Callie's like, I'm never done. I can work forever and ever and ever. She is crazy smart. So go slow on that weave when you're working on the weave. Don't work too fast. I did everything today in fast forward so you would have something to work on. But go slow and be patient and have a good time. Dog training is fun, and your dog loves it. All right.